Leo, just give us a little idea of how you were before you got here, the research that you've done on the formula and the treatment, and just a little overview of how this has affected you in treatment.
Oh, sure, I'd be happy to do that. Anyway, my name's Leo, and well, to give you a little brief description of my particular situation, each one's a little bit different, of course. I suppose just the environmental stresses of life slowly over time, you know, maybe a residual buildup of toxins, maybe too much partying, who knows. I kind of slowly started to lose more and more energy, and over time I got to the point where I was needing like 5-6 pots of coffee a day just to function. Whole pot of coffee before I even got out the door to get to work. And that slowly started not to even be beneficial for me. So, you know, of course I did what anybody would do, you know, explain the situation to my doctor, and, you know, good guy, made sure I was like getting enough sleep, take my vitamins, eating the right foods. Of course I'm doing all that. And so, you know, without many other choices, I was prescribed Adderall to like raise my energy levels. This was important. I had to do a lot of traveling on the road with the work that I was doing at the time, and you know, nodding off at the wheel's not a good idea, of course. So, of course, I took this path, and for a while it worked great. I was able to focus and concentrate, and able to stay awake through the day. Previously, you know, I couldn't even sit through a movie with my kids. I would just nod off. That's whether I was sitting at home watching a DVD or at a theater. Very frustrating to them, very frustrating to me. And so I was elated. Hey, I got relief. This is working. Well, over the years of that, and this is close to like 10 years possibly, it started to lose its effect. And of course, when I would visit my medical doctor, the solution to that, of course, is to increase the dose, which I wasn't very happy with doing. So I started looking around for, there's got to be some solution to this. There's got to be some way to break away from it. And I, on my own, had tried to break away from it. So when I'd have a 3-day weekend or something, I would simply attempt to not take it. And the result of that was pretty devastating, and devastating in a couple of different ways. In one way, I was not functional at all. I mean, all I could do was just lay around the house, and just had no energy to do anything, had no thought process in order to do anything. And worst of all, it just like felt like there was a 90-pound bag of sand on my head, just weighing me down, and I would finally cave in and have to take my Adderall in order to function again. And it was when I approached that threshold that I realized that I had a dependency on something that I no longer wished to have as part of my life. So I had done a lot of reading books about brain chemistry, neurochemistry, all the, you know, serotonin and dopamine, and all the receptors in the brain and how they work, and, you know, it's basically a chemical computer, a biological computer, is what we have. And gained a pretty firm understanding in that, and I had started looking around on the internet for different herbs and things like that that could provide me with natural energy, and wasn't really meeting with a lot of success. And then I come across NAD and NADH type therapies, and this really piqued my interest because it had the ability to clean these receptors and to rebuild these chemical pathways in the brain that have become worn down over time. And so with that knowledge in mind, combined with what I already knew about neurochemistry, I started to look for a place where I could find this kind of therapy, and I found this place, and decided to make the jump and come down here and give it a try. And I'll tell you what, if you are facing a situation similar to what I've described, I fully recommend you come down here and try this. You will be amazed. The first day that I got my treatment, I went back and kind of just slept at the house. I didn't feel that real strong crave to have the Adderall. And of course I immediately abstained from coming down here because that was my goal. Second day, felt like I had a little bit more energy. The pull was even less. By the third day, I was starting to feel pretty darn good, and I had no desire at all to take Adderall, and I already knew in my mind that I was finished with it and I wouldn't need it anymore. Fourth day, it was like the lights came on in my head, and I really started to function at a normal level. Just a gradual approach up to, it's a 10-day program, and the amount of energy that I was experiencing as I approached the final day, which is today, just a really nice, smooth progression. Getting a good sleep, waking up and having all the energy I need, not having to have a nap in the afternoon, my ability to focus and concentrate greatly enhanced, able to sit and read books and things, stuff that 10 days ago I would not even have been able to approach it, not even close. And I'm very happy that I've done this. I'm grateful for it. And again, if you've got a similar situation in life going on, take the jump. It's worth it. You will be happy you did so.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.